This is the terror within. And as that...
I think they're implying Nickelodeon.
Yes, I was going to say, is that what you were saying, the last commercial they had before this episode was, you know...
And remember, you can't watch this episode online, except for all future episodes, which you will now be watching online.
What the... Should we talk at all about that? I mean...
Okay, let's just go over this again. Okay, so some of the episodes get leaked. So Nickelodeon then decides, screw its whole marketing campaign, screw everything it had planned, rush this sucker out the door. And then on top of that, let's throw 2 episodes at once, in what appears to be now a time slot of death. Then rant and rave about how you can't watch these episodes online. And then without any warning whatsoever, it seems like even the creators were caught by surprise. Let's just suddenly say, you know what? We give up. Now watch all of the rest of the episodes online.
I was going to say...
So, my question is, did you guys in Nickelodeon come up with that yourselves, or did you have a whole team of monkeys helping you out with that one?
I was going to say, it is funny when even the creators have to go on their Facebook or on Tumblr or whatever and just say, it's not canceled!
It's not canceled. Sorry, Nickelodeon's run by complete idiots, but it's not canceled.
I mean, from what I understand, they're obviously going to keep showing the rest of the season. There is a season 4, I believe, being made.
They already greenlit it. I think it's already in production, which may be Nickelodeon's way of saying, oh crap, I guess we're dedicated to
it. It's all going to be online. They're all going to be like stick figures or something.
It's going to end like Evangelion. The last few episodes are all done in crayon. Oh, no, I just don't get it, and I know the creators don't want to burn any bridges. Man, you poor guys have gone through enough. I don't even know where to start. I know I've read some things where they're just like, well, no, this is part of Nickelodeon's plan from the beginning because they found out it did really well online, so they were going to put it online, you know, eventually. And this is the wave of the future, but... Yeah, here's the thing, though. Yeah, that was their plan from the beginning, to just pick a random arbitrary episode and just say, and from now on, online, after we were telling you couldn't see it.
Yeah,
online.
weren't even more episodes leaked or something like that? I don't know. It's
the inmates are running the asylum over there.
I don't know. It's like... Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was to say, what makes me laugh even more is, like, I joked about it on my public Facebook. I'm like... What, was there some very special episode of SpongeBob you guys were sitting on that you wanted to unload on us instead? You have like a backlog of SpongeBobs. They're just like, we gotta do something with this. Put Korra online. Let's run those SpongeBob episodes. Because I'm not kidding. You want to know what came on right after this recording?
SpongeBob.
It was totally fucking SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm like, oh my god, my lame-ass joke predicted it.
So, I don't know what's going on there. I can't I have no business mind, so I have no idea how this stuff works. I can't even comprehend when stuff goes well. But
and what's going to happen to every which way now that it doesn't have the post-Avatar bump?
Hey, what was that one? Captain Man or whatever that was?
Captain Man.
That looks funny.
Actually, that looks funny.
Like, we were actually watching the advertisement for that. Like, this actually kind of looks cute.
No, because like the way the recording works here with Comcast, it catches about the last minute of whatever's running.
So there's only this advertisement.
So there's this episode of like, it's every which way, is that it?
It's about witches. I think they just make the puns first.
Random pun. Yeah, we were joking that they should just come up with one called "This Shit Writes Itself," and it's about a pile of shit with quirky friends, and it writes itself. Like, that's pretty much Nickelodeon's programming.
Fan fiction, like Selfie the show. How can Selfie the show be on television? Yet Korra's going online. Oh my goodness! And that's not Nickelodeon, I know, but still.
Some girl is blue in the face, like she's literally all blue, and then some other girl opens a locker and she gets squirted by a freaking...
Okay, wait, we're gonna talk way too much about people.
She turns into a parrot, okay? And I just looked at Doug and I'm like, so we're losing Avatar to this sort of shit.
Hey. That was a parakeet.
I'm sorry.
Get it right.
Parakeet. No, I'm pretty sure it was a
How can
parrot.
they trust you if you get your birds wrong?
I'm pretty sure it was a parrot.
Well, if you saw it, let us know in the comments, because that's all it's going to be in the comments
now. If that was a parakeet,
parakeet. So, anywho, we should probably talk about the episode. Okay, so it's The Terror Within.
Should we give a crap about the episode more than Nickelodeon does? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
There's an episode where it's Korra is getting kidnapped in the opening by the...
Shit gets real.
Yeah, the 4 Expendables, and pretty much they go and This pretty kick-ass fight, really. There's like lava bending. That's a thing now. You know, I'm still trying to get my head around combustion bending, and now we have lava bending. I'm like, I think
so is
I'll
lava
allow it. It's
bending,
pretty cool.
Does that fall under earth bending or fire bending? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I thought maybe they all came together and did it. That was
that
was my thought. Yeah, because it's liquid, it's earth, it's fire.
I don't know if it's really.
I guess it's not really. Maybe
it's really
liquid.
liquid. Maybe two of them came together.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I would
anyway,
think the water would just cool it.
It was cool. So they had this really cool fight, goes on for a while, and then they're like, they get Korra back, and they're like, oh no, let's use the move we should have used before to get out of there, and they get out of there.
And it was a really awesome fight. That's what kills me.
Yeah, it was a really cool
They
fight.
go out on TV on this episode, and I'm like, that fight was amazing.
Now you get to watch on your computer. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Not that we know, but you might not get as big a.
Just be like the old days when I was watching anime. But.
Yeah, it is kind of like they're forcibly asking you to pirate them now. It's like legally pirating, I guess. It's really okay. We're getting sidetracked.
The problem is, I wouldn't do that because that's just gonna stiff the creators. So.
Oh yeah, no. I did not watch
no.
the leaked episodes.
I didn't either because I'm like, well, I'll just wait for it. But even if I did, I'd still watch it again, and I don't think it really matters anyway. We're not hooked up to the Nielsen rating system, so.
But so they get away and they're trying to find how do they know how to get in and everything. So they think it's one of the guards and
just like you. Or just like me, you figured it out like almost instantly. Like,
yeah.
What was the guy who could figure out if you're lying? That would be really easy.
Yeah, sure enough, it is. It's the guy who can figure out that you're lying. Who's lying? So they figure that out, and they try to stop him, but he gets away. And Sue pretty much lies to Lin and says, "Go, I'm allowing you a way out. Go, find him, catch him."
Lovejoy.
Find him. Find him. Korra, find him. And it stops right there. Which I was saying, it actually is weird not having 2 episodes. It's like, I was sort of like, oh, it's over?
Oh, I felt kind of gypped. I'm just like, oh, man? Isn't there more? Like,
yeah, I really want more, but I guess we'll watch online now. Yeah, so, I mean, it's really good. I'm leaning more towards Sue's a part of it. I don't know. The fact that they could get out so easily. Why would they do that unless she wanted them to go after her unprotected?
Back.
Yeah.
She had this weird thing. The animation was interesting when they said it was Iway or the highway.
Yes.
It was Iway all along. He betrayed us, and like her eyes dart left and right, like
yeah.
No,
that's sort of my
like I was like, when you're dealing with animation, like. Every frame counts. You have
so
to
why
draw
would
that.
you
So
put
I'm like,
that in there?
Yeah, why would they show her eyes darting? Because they seriously like darted away for a second, like, huh?
And the fact she didn't want Lin to know, the fact that she wants them, these 4, and then the Korra and the others, away from the city alone, something's up. And
if she is involved, the question is she really a bad guy? Or is she part of some other conspiracy going on?
Well, the other thing I was thinking too is that the resolution, because we were saying, boy, that resolution with the sisters was over pretty quick. That would make sense then, because they finally have closure just to have it explode again.
It's fun that we can talk about conspiracy theories again with Avatar. I feel like, the show's getting interesting and complex.
You remember when we knew exactly who the villain was?
Yeah, it's like instantly like, that guy.
Yeah, Tarlik.
Well, I guess in some ways we kind of did, like this time, because they pretty much showed you break out of prison.
Well, okay, yeah, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping it's her, just so I can prove that my conspiracy was right all the time.
I'm hoping it's her, but I'm hoping she's not evil. Like she's got good intentions.
And she already had sort of a shaky past too. So, or their way I could see it going is that maybe Lin has trouble trusting her again, and she says, "No, I'm really not a part of this. This is not my thing. I swear it's a setup."
Or
and
maybe
then Lin
she
really
was
has to
framed
choose.
and,
yeah, that's sort of what I'm wondering too. So either of those would be a good angle. It definitely create more drama because, like, while I like the thing with the sisters, I was like, that was over pretty quick. But if they go this direction, that would really, they would give a reason for that being really quick.
Good Bolin episode too. I felt like he had a part to play, and
yeah,
I thought his comedy worked pretty well this one. Actually, I liked it because Team Avatar got to play and save the Avatar.
Yeah,
which was a nice switch up. Like, because she just I mean, she tried. She's like, I'm gonna kick your ass, and then like one dart is like, crap.
Well, the first season had a lot of that.
And they took out
her
her man bear pig too, like instantly. Like I'm just like, wow, these guys came ready to go.
The first season, I remember a lot of times, like someone was swinging and catching Korra or something like that.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
this second season,
this isn't even a like. She's just completely. She was in a coma that entire battle. Like,
so it's hard to say because on the one hand, it's like, why didn't they do that move from the beginning? But on the other hand, man, that was a pretty intense battle. Like it'd be a pretty well staged battle if that was all fake. So
I don't know.
So I don't know. I like it. It's nice having conspiracy theories because, like I said,
it was a fun episode. It was a really fun battle. Like the third eye. The combustion bender. The way she would just fling that around,
that was great.
And try to outflank them, and it was like there was actual strategy involved in this battle. I was like, this is fun. This is more like the original Avatar.
Well, and the funny thing too, was it Connecticut? No. It was a different con I was at where they had one of the quote unquote benders. He was one of the martial arts who taught quote unquote bending, but it was a style of martial arts for the earth bending.
Sweet. So like bend that earth over there.
I think that grain of sand moved. Yeah.
Oh wait, that tree moved. Oh, that was the wind.
No, that was me.
Okay.
But what I realized is that watching them as adults and having seen like now like a freaking class of people, do these moves and stuff, you realize that, or at least I noticed in this, I could feel the weight of every move in it. Like whenever in the original Avatar, it's like the moves were incredible, they were really good, but either because they were younger or maybe the animation was a little different, it's like it looked great and it looked proportionate, but it didn't quite feel like the weight was always here.
I feel like
I
feel like it's more anime this time around in the style of animation, even more so than the original Avatar. And you're right, and that's something I like about anime is it sometimes is a lower frame rate, but you get that sense of power when you move. Like think of things like Cowboy Bebop and stuff where
you really feel the weight, the weight of the body when it moves.
It's completely true, and it's something that sometimes Western animation lacks. Sometimes they get it really well, but
but yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a good fight in the opening. The rest is just sort of like a where's it going? Kind of episode, not a ton more development.
I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for your squirry dog. Don't talk about Bolin that way.
And I agree about Bolin. It was nice seeing him. Like the comedy was good, but he really had kind of a purpose.
He took the combustion bender out. Like
yeah, and it wasn't totally played for laughs. Like you could really sort of felt like come on, go get it. You really wanted to succeed, and then they're jumping down, and the suspense is building. He has this one shot. You kind of feel the tension there.
I like too because all of this stuff was piling up in this episode. Have you seen this meme going around where it's like, Opal's leaving, Zahir's attacking, I can't metal bend, and it cuts to Spider-Man the cartoon, and he's just like, and prom's tomorrow. It was a good meme. It was been making the rounds, but yeah, I was just thinking of that as I was watching it the second time here. I'm like, yeah, they crammed a lot of stuff going on. But that's kind of what I like. Like I'm completely invested. I'm into the characters. They cram a lot of stuff in. Has there been a boring episode? I don't think I've been bored yet.
I'll say
season 2. There were times there's like, whoa.
I'll say this about, like I said, comparing to season, because I do like this season a lot more than season 2. But I will say there was something about 2, thinking back to it as a whole, not as individual episode, but as a whole. And the first one too. But strangely enough, even more with 2, there was this size to it. It felt very big. It felt like there's this big thing going on. It just wasn't always told right.
I still
Where this one feels like it's a smaller story, but it's done better.
I still feel the most complete narrative was season 1. I really didn't have a problem with season 1. I had an issue with the ending. That's the last 10-15 minutes of it, but I thought all of season 1 was the most tight narrative. I'm like, okay, they had a set story, and then Nickelodeon asked for more seasons so they can, shit all over it.
So they can put it on TV.
So they could not put it on TV, but like that caught them by surprise. So I feel like even as good as this season is, I still feel like we're meandering a bit, but season 1 I thought was really the tightest. But I've enjoyed this season a lot so far.
Yeah, like I said, there is a part of me that wishes... It's hard to say, because the second one, like I said, definitely flawed and not always done well, but it was so huge. I mean, there's literally a giant Godzilla Korra fighting another Godzilla person there.
Well, that was good, but
and
that was
how
at
do
the
you
end.
top? No,
we don't
it's
know
like,
how this is gonna end.
no, but you also have like the worlds combining, and I just remember this giant imagery and these big battles going on. Where this one
that was all at the end. We haven't. Are we at the halfway point
no,
yet?
yeah, the spirits combine. There's
I think
5
we're just at
episodes
the
left.
halfway. Okay, so we're past the halfway point.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe I don't know.
we're getting pretty close to the. I mean, not close to the end, but I mean, we
Well,
got
I
5
think
more
Nick
episodes.
demanded that they be self-contained, so
Yeah,
I don't think
mean,
this is going to be like a long to-be-continued thing. Wanted to be self-contained. That way, if we want to back out of this, we totally can. But yeah, we'll just throw it online. What is wrong with you people?
So, yeah, no, that's like, it is one of those things where it's like, I don't know, because on the one hand, it's like, well, do we always want them getting bigger and bigger? Like, hey, we're going to put even more crap to a point where it's like just uncomfortable, like they're trying to force themselves, or is it like, just tell the story you naturally want to tell? And that's
I like
probably the better
storytelling
route.
in this one.
Yeah, no, I do. It's much more. It's
Not
much
as
more tight.
epic, but it's flowing organically. Not
Yeah.
as tight as season 1, and it's not as epic as season 2. But I just like all the characters, and it's just flowing. And it's like I saw Guardians of the Galaxy already, and that film is very similar. I feel like it's just.
His wife won a contest, by the way.
She-
That's how he did
yeah,
that.
she won-
If
she won
anyone's
a-
like, whoa, dude, it's showing what?
No. She won a contest, so we got to see like an advanced screening. I really liked it, by the way. It was pretty cool.
Oh, now they don't need to see sibling rivalry. Nice. But why did he like it?
Well,
and if you
no.
saw it, you're like, dude, that was crap. How could you like that?
No,
You know?
because maybe you're not gonna like it. Maybe I've built it too much for you.
I don't know how I could dislike a movie with a talking, gun-shooting raccoon and a tree. Voiced by Vin Diesel. But we'll see.
That was kind of my thought, but actually, yeah. So, but it's the same thing because I'm like, it's not the most epic story, like that movie when I said it's not the most epic story, but I just really liked those 5 sort of characters, and the story's not spectacular, but just watching these 5 characters interact is a lot of fun, and it's the same with this season of Avatar. It's like the story's kind of I'm sorry, well, okay, Korra, the current Avatar.
Keep talking.
Yeah. It's the same thing. The show is really good when it's just dealing with these characters just doing their thing. It's just, things are just sort of happening naturally, and it may not be the most grand epic plot, may not be tightly written, but there's a real, like, I don't know what the word for it would be, charm to the season.
Yeah,
It's just fun.
Yeah, it does seem lighter, but that's a little welcoming too. Like I said, as long as they got, like, I think you got it. As long as the narrative is very, is very continuous and it's very flowing and the characters are very likable, it's kind of like, sure, like, why not? It's still very pretty to look at.
Sometimes maybe it's just more enjoyable to watch a fun, cute, small little story over something that's like big and epic and means something. That's what I took out of Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's kind of what I'm taking out of this, because you're right, season 2, I guess, was like more epic and this and that, but I didn't find it as fun. I'm actually having more fun just watching these episodes and their little side adventures as they try to fight
I'm
these
almost
4
wondering, I mean, like we talked about, Nickelodeon is like, why are the numbers down? It's like they made a lot of mistakes here.
Why did you run it ahead of time with no advertising?
But that is something I'm wondering though too. Is sort of the lack of the grand, epic story scale playing a part too? And my guess would be no. My guess would be no, because
I'll bet you $1,000.
because everyone everyone's upset that it's going to online.
Everyone's
They're not
upset
throwing
seeing
on
it. Everybody
TV.
I've talked
everyone's
to-
talking to is saying they like it.
Yeah, everyone I've talked. Now there may be one thing playing into this, which is a drop off from people. I know plenty of people who are just like, season 2 sucks so much, I'm not even gonna bother. You'll never get me back, never. And some of those people may have left. That may explain some of the numbers being down, but to them I say your loss. Like, this season I think is a big improvement. But
It didn't work for the Transformers films. I was like, Transformers 2 sucks, and 3 and 4 still did
yeah,
great.
but the people who stayed, most everybody I've talked to is like, yeah, I really like this season.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
So
Like, most
I
people
don't,
say it's a lot
I don't
better.
think that's the reason. I think just throwing it out there so quickly, not advertising it properly. I don't think it's a good time slot. I think Nick has this problem where it does stick out like a sore thumb when you've got like shows aimed at literally a 5-year-old's mindset, and then you've got, Avatar there.
Yeah, I mean, like,
stuck in the middle of it.
Every
Korra.
time we watch, like, whatever, the ending of the show before, it's clearly a tween-age, kids wearing the latest fashions, sitcom, sort of Disney Channel-ish show.
And if...
it's like,
Yeah.
that's nothing wrong with that. We were kids too, that stuff's fine. It's that when you have something like Korra, which is clearly very much aimed towards, like, Zen and martial arts and philosophy and Eastern ways.
Well, and I will say
like,
this too. The other thing is the original Last Airbender. That had kids in it.
Yeah,
It still felt
it's...
more like a kid show. And the thing is, if Nickelodeon wants to do this, they may have to actually come up with a block of programming that's not aimed at 5-year-olds. Come up with a series of shows and say, okay, this is going to be Nickelodeon's version of Adult Swim.
I'll have you know that SpongeBob is watched by many adults, usually under a certain substance, but many adults.
I have no problem if people watch SpongeBob. I don't have anything against SpongeBob. I really don't.
You anti-Spongeite.
Yeah, I don't care. No, that's the funny thing. When I made that joke, people were just like, you have no idea how SpongeBob's gone downhill. Oh, it used to be so good. It needs to die. They need to kill it. First off, I didn't even know they were running new episodes.
Yeah, that was kind of a shock to me, too. I can't believe it's still going.
Second, I just was just like, whoa. I'm actually not saying anything negative about SpongeBob. I was just cracking a joke because I'm just like, it was the only thing I could think of off the top of my head.
I always thought they were reruns. I didn't know they were still going.
Yeah, because that's what I thought. I thought they'd been rerunning them all these years. Didn't realize it was... But I have no problem with that. And if people like to watch SpongeBob's, I've watched dumb cartoons.
How does SpongeBob go downhill? I mean, okay, not that it's a bad show.
I'm telling you,
what it is, but how does something like
go to my
SpongeBob
public
SquarePants
Facebook
go
page
downhill?
and like there were like 96 comments and half of them were dedicated to how SpongeBob just doesn't work anymore and how great it was back in the day.
You'd have to really be bad to make SpongeBob SquarePants go downhill.
I'm just telling you what the people
How do you
said.
lose that fan base?
And
How does that jump the shark?
And don't sit here and send comments and be like, Rob thinks SpongeBob went downhill, or Rob like that. I am indifferent to SpongeBob. Don't give a shit one way or another. But I'm just telling you what people told me, and I'm like, wow, I didn't realize SpongeBob had such this, like,
Used to be about
issue.
the water.
Used to be about the aqua life, man. The water life. But yeah, they need to create something aimed towards a block. Like their version of Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Aimed at like 15-year-olds. Though actually some of Adult Swim I do think is aimed at 10-year-olds. But depends on the show. But yeah, something where you could get like teenagers and young adults and people our age to be like, oh, well maybe I'm supposed to take this a little more seriously and I don't feel weird turning on the station and there's Every Which Way or This Shit Writes Itself or SpongeBob SquarePants or fucking Sanjay and Greg, Or is it Craig? I think it's Sanjay and Craig.
I don't know.
I'm
still looking forward to Captain Man.
It's the weird one. It's the weird one with the snake. All I know is I watched like 1 minute of it and I thought I had dropped acid. I'm like, I'm serious.
SpongeBob needs to learn.
You missed the ads with him too, where the snake's running around and he's like, do something cool. And then like Ben Franklin like farts in his face like, dude, you just squeak from my face? That's not cool. I'm not
Clearly this needs to be on before Korra.
And this is what Korra lost to. So, yeah.
Hey, we probably rambled on long enough. So, good episode, good fighting.
Good episode, Nickelodeon.
Gonna have to see you next one online. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. Nothing's been the same since SpongeBob went downhill.
2008. That was the year.
That was the peak. Under the sea. Pineapples.